Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's an absolute pleasure to be reading for you as always. I hope you're doing really good. I hope you're really well. So I want to go ahead and get into your reading and leave it open like I usually do and see what is going on, what needs to be conveyed to you at this time. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors for Leo, what is of importance that they need to know? I'm going to show you what came out. We have purpose. It says, I know what I'm here to do. And on the bottom of the deck, we have surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay. Let me get some cards on this and see. So, spirit guides, angels, ancestors for Leo. What is it that they're needing to know at this time? We have the Ten of Pentacles. What is it that Leo is needing to know at this time, Spirit? Please let me know. Five of Cups. Two of Cups in the reverse. Whew. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of... Ooh. Damn! Sorry. Oh my God. Let me show you what's on the bottom of the deck. We got the Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, you coming out, Strength, Hermit in the reverse, and the Sun coming out. I go to the saying immediately, don't let my confidence offend. No, how does it go? Don't let my confidence offend your insecurities. That's a big message for you. I believe in this fall season that we're coming into. Do not let my confidence offend your insecurity. I think what's interesting about this, because purpose and surrender being here, Leo, of course, I can give you the cliche of you're walking in your purpose or you're being led and called to walk in your purpose, but that's too easy, right? You already know this. You already know what, at least an innate feeling of what you are meant to do, or you know that you are called for a higher reason. You know, you're not just here on this earth to work your 9 to 5, go home, have a mediocre life, and then call it a day once the sun is ready to set on your life. You know that's not what you're here for. So you know you have a bigger calling, a much more significant calling than a lot of other people. But the issue that I'm running into is that how you shine and how you radiate and how you're going about things that you feel or deem is best for you, it offends other people. And it's not you doing something intentionally to get that outcome. It's not you doing anything intentionally to offend. I just think when your magnitude is so great, you can't help. You can't help but to step on toes. You can't help but to make people feel a certain way when you have a greater calling, and that is just what it is. I'm gonna tell you what I really feel. I'm gonna tell you what I genuinely, don't get me wrong, I do feel that, what I just mentioned, but let me tell you what I truly feel. It reminds me of cheating death. When you are somebody, specifically, if you know this, you will know if this connects with you and if it won't connect with you. I don't have to go about it any other way. When you know you have a greater calling on your life, when you know that you were specifically chosen, there is this feeling of cheating death. And I don't mean in a literal sense, hopefully that hasn't been the case. But it feels like somebody who wasn't even meant to be here. Somebody who wasn't even meant to be born. But yet, here you are. So I don't know if this comes down to maybe there was complications at the time when you were being birthed, or maybe you dealt with complications personally with giving birth, Leo. But it's back to you. I believe you have such a great calling on your life that the situations, adversities, and challenges that you've been through, we may have felt internally were meant to destroy us, but you can't lose a fight that's already been fixed. And that's what I'm saying. This is that calling that's already over your life. There's already a fixed fight for you in place. There's already a preordained pathway that's laid upon you. We are just catching up to the timeline of that existence, and we're currently experiencing all that comes with it, the good, the bad, the indifferent. But because it feels like there's such a calling on your life, Leo, it's not just about you. And this is where I kind of go into the offending people. Because you were destined for much greater, because you have such a greater magnitude, because you were meant to be a leader, because you are meant to shine. And doesn't mean you have to be in the spotlight to shine. You're meant to shine light over others. And it reminds me of like your life story. You have such a testimony because you've been tested and you're able to give that to others. You're such an inspiration. I'm not trying to boost your ego. I'm not trying to big you up and put your head all in the clouds. I promise you, I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to waste my time doing that. But sincerely, it's like you weren't even supposed to be. It's the weirdest fucking feeling, man. Because it's like you're not even supposed to be here, yet here you are. And but you are supposed to be here, but it just feels like you weren't supposed to. Which brings me into a deeper sentiment of this. Like I said, you can't change a fight that was fixed. You can't rearrange that. I think maybe in your physical reality, there may have been things. Maybe you've dealt with near-death situations. Maybe you've almost lost your life. Maybe you've been put in situations that were meant to destroy you. Maybe you were put in scenarios that were meant to kill you, that were meant to hinder you, that were meant to hold you back, that were meant to put you down. But just like the rose that grew from the concrete, that is you. You're not. What the fuck is this? It's a weird feeling. Because it just feels like I'm speaking on a specific Leo. When you're chosen, I don't give a F-U-C-K what life throws your way. You can't lose a fight that's already fixed, and that's the blessing over your life. And the reason why we may have been dealing with certain adversities and certain challenges and certain obstacles, because the greater the obstacle, the greater the testimony, the greater the scenario and adversity, the more impactful and more influential our messages to others. And it just feels like, Lee, I'm speaking to a person that's meant to use all of these experiences, not as a stopping point, not as a hindrance, not as a blocking point, but as a true word to really help others, to really guide others, to really showcase others. If I've been through it and I shouldn't even be here, what excuse do you have? Nothing. If I'm still a living testament, if I'm still living proof that my spirit guides, my angels, my ancestors made sure that I still woke up to see another day, even though I shouldn't be here, what is your excuse? What reasoning could you possibly have that allows you to be hindered by your life? It's like who is this? It's a weird vibe. It's not a weird vibe in the sense of like what I'm talking about is weird. I think it's a weird vibe for me because I feel like I'm speaking on behalf of somebody that is so great. Your wisdom truly surpasses mine. And I'm not saying I'm the wisest one in the room. I promise you I'm not. But I feel like I'm speaking to a person I don't even have to tell these things to, because you already know. You already have a clear understanding. It's like Mariah out here. You already know. You just now catching up to what I've already known my entire life. You just now tapping into the energy of what I've had to experience my entire life. Mariah, you just now understanding what I had to go through. Somebody here is very wise. Somebody here has a real deep well of wisdom, a real deep well of understanding. And because we never allowed ourselves to surrender ourselves, let me put it that way, because we never allowed ourselves to surrender to circumstances that we went through and we've been dealt, there's such a vast light that cannot be diminished, that cannot be killed. And I say this to you kind of going into your fall season. Because I know we don't want to hear about being tested. I know we don't want to hear about having to deal with obstacles. Mind you, I'm talking to a Leo that's dealt with it their entire lives. So what else is new about this, right? Again, I feel like I'm speaking to the teacher and I'm the student. That's what I'm saying. This is a weird energy. I feel like I'm speaking to the teacher and I'm the student. So I don't know why I'm needing to convey this. But maybe even the teacher sometimes has to be reminded of the lessons that they had to learn. You may have to go through maybe an obstacle this September that may not be the most comfortable. But it's like wounds, right? They say time heals all wounds. I don't believe in that. Time only softens them. Because this feels like you're going through a scenario maybe that's different from what you've experienced, but the emotional feelings that it's going to erect within you is very parallel. You're moving from experience, not from scratch. So you'll be able to get through something that it may be, whether it's emotionally, physically, psychologically, more so financially though, it may be a little taxing on our spirit. But this just adds a new chapter to your testimony of what you are meant to impart onto other people. You are meant to be a helper. You are meant to be a leader. You are meant to be a guide. You are meant to shine light on other people. And again, you don't always have to be in the public limelight or spotlight to do it. Even with the people that are nearest to you, closest to you, or other people that are part of your soul tribe, you went through an awakening, a spiritual journey, because you were called for much greater. Doesn't matter what sent you into that spiritual awakening. What matters is that you went through it. And that is all a part of a bigger picture of what your purpose is here for, to enlighten you, to be able to enlighten others. And it's a big role you have. And I know this ain't for everybody. I know they know, trust me. Most people in the world don't have these substantial purposes or paths in lives. And that's not my place to judge or play God or prophet. But when you look around, you can see it in your daily reality that most people don't, but you do. I don't know why this needs to be told to you, because I feel like I'm talking to the teacher. I feel like I'm the student in your presence and I'm talking to the teacher. I don't know, man. I just feel like somebody's cheated death in some way. And again, I'm hoping not literally, but somebody has cheated death, even without, and mind you, the cards aside, but even though cards aside, there is no death card here. That's what this feels like. Somebody has cheated death. But it was meant for you to be the one, to be the catalyst. You are the one that's meant to catapult from your family experiences, from your origins, from your bloodline, and make a total left turn, make a total change, make a total shift in direction. They couldn't get it right, but you can. And this is what I'm saying. You were meant to be here, and you cheated death through experiences because you have such a phenomenal calling on your life. I don't know. I hope this makes sense. I don't think this reading has any conclusion, because I'm not getting a period with this reading. I'm not getting the conclusion. I think this is meant for me to remind you know that you know, I don't have to tell you, you know that you were chosen. You know that you have such a selective gift and such a selective strength and such a selective calling on your life. And usually when you look around your surroundings and you feel absolutely abnormal to the people that are around you, but yet you have such a fire and innate strength, when you know you've endured a lot that should have killed you or put you down, or that normally puts down other people's, but you're still here to tell your story, you know. So I think this is just to remind you as you're going through this fall. I'm not trying to play God or prophet. I promise you, that's not my job here. I think as you're going through this fall, you're meant to be reminded of this. I think you're meant to be reminded of how strong you are and your own personal strength. Leo, I'm gonna let you go. I hope this makes sense in some way. some capacity. I don't know. I hope it does. I hope it does. So I'm gonna let you go. I love you. Peace. I'm out.